Hey everyone, Jason Case here with another video, and today I want to talk about 5 ways to improve your lead conversions. So I see many businesses struggling with this part of paid advertising. So they're running some sort of paid advertising campaign and they're getting a decent click-through ratio, but they're struggling with low conversion rates on converting those clicks to actual leads that lead into their marketing funnel. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video and ways you can improve this conversion rate. So your marketing funnel usually consists of 3 main stages. Your top of the funnel, that's where you're trying to attract and get people to opt in, trying to attract many different leads. And then in the middle of the funnel is kind of where you're qualifying them. You're educating them, you're nurturing them a long time, and hopefully catching them at the peak of their interest when they're ready to buy down the road. And at that time, you're moving them to the bottom of your funnel where you're engaging with them more one-on-one and then convert the sale. So again, we're going to be talking about the top of the funnel and how you can improve this conversion rate at this stage. So you might be running paid advertising campaigns on multiple platforms like Facebook, Google AdWords, LinkedIn. Doesn't matter what, but you're sending them to some sort of landing page where you're giving something away, or maybe it's just a form where they're requesting more information, or setting up and scheduling a meeting of some sort. Well, if there's drop off there and you're not getting high conversion rates, then your money is going to waste in these paid advertising campaigns. So what you want to do is try to optimize those conversion rates as much as possible, so you can pull in as many leads into this top of the funnel stage as possible. This will increase your odds of converting more sales further down your funnel. So there's 5 ways that you can, that I'm going to be talking about in today's video that'll help you improve this conversion rate. So number 1, look at your behavior goal flow in Google Analytics. If you haven't looked at this is something you should definitely pay attention to, because it'll help you understand where your drop-off's happening. So it'll look something like this. You might have a few different landing pages where your paid advertising campaigns are directing to. This is where your opt-in form of some sort is. Well, if you're getting your drop-offs on these pages and maybe you have 3 steps in the whole process, and maybe they're dropping off at one of this first stage here, then that's the page that you need to look at, and you need to start running an A/B split test on. If they're dropping off on step 2, then that's the page you need to look at. If they're dropping off at the 3rd step before they're finally converting, then that's the page you need to look at. So again, this will help you identify your problem areas of your funnel. Number 2, use a 2-step or 3-step process to collect info. So this is super important. I see a lot of people trying to ask for way too much information up front. So for example, in your first step, you might be asking, if you're a business to business, you might have annual revenue, company size, company name, all this additional information that's going to reduce your chance of converting this person to a lead. Really, at this stage, all you need is first name and email address. You might ask for a phone number, but that should be it. Don't ask too much information there. Same for business to customer leads. Just simple form. First name, email, maybe first name, last name, email address, and that's the essentials. So you can address the person by the first name and then send them an email. You could ask for a phone number too, but keep it minimal. Then what happens, the logic behind a 2-step or a 3-step process is then you redirect them to a second page. Instead of it being a thank you page, you redirect them to another page with more information. Asking for, if you're a B2B business, then that's where you ask for the company size, annual revenue, things like that. That way, if you have drop off at this stage, which you will have, you at least have their main important information where you can start educating and nurturing them, or follow up by the phone call and try to get this additional information to qualify them. Sorry, I had a meeting while I'm going up there. And then the third step, if you're running a 3-step process, same thing. You just redirect them to another step, requesting more information from them, and then eventually a thank you page. So if you haven't tried something like that out yet, test it out and keep your forms minimal at the start. Number 3, run A/B split test on your landing pages. So this is important. This is what you're going to be doing to test your drop-off points in your funnel. So what we had talked about, where you might see drop-offs at the second step, that second page. Well, that's the page you really need to start A/B split testing things on. And to identify problem areas possibly on that page, use tools like Hotjar. This will give you heat map clicks and scroll depth and visualization of what people are actually doing on that page and why they might be dropping off, so you can have a better understanding of some changes that you might want to test. Now, it's important to only split test one thing. Otherwise, you don't know what's really working. Number 4, make sure your landing pages load super fast. So I've talked about this a lot in my recent videos, not just from an organic standpoint, because Google is trying to push people to improve their web speeds, their page speed load times, but this is important for advertising too. So if your pages aren't loading super fast and it takes a long time for something to load, then you're going to have a large drop off when people are clicking on these ads and they're not ever even getting to that landing page. So yeah, your conversion rates are going to be lower. So definitely optimize the speed of your pages. And number 5, improve your mobile landing page design. So I talked about this in a previous video, but if you missed it, I'm going to cover it in this video too. So a lot of times when you're designing web pages, you're designing from a desktop point of view. So it looks great on the desktop. You might have some nice image up here with a call to action. But what happens is you don't look at the mobile design. And a high percentage of people are actually going to your web page from mobile devices, especially on Facebook. So usually Facebook campaigns are running at like a 90% or higher mobile device. So this is why it's super important to look at the design of your mobile, because if your header image shrinks down really small and that's where your CTA is, your call to action, well, yeah, your conversion rates are going to be lower because your mobile design is just a little bit off. So what would be better about this is you can take this and hide this in mobile and create an entire new mobile page landing design. So this header image can be then bigger, like taking up the entire above the fold of a mobile device, and then you have a very clear CTA. So what you do then is hide this on your desktop and tablet devices. So just a simple change, but it makes the design a lot better on mobile devices, and it'll definitely improve your conversion rates. So either way, these are 5 things that you can test out. This takes some time, but I promise you this is going to help improve the conversion rates and improve your return on investment. It's essential to dialing these campaigns in. So it takes a lot of time. It's not an overnight thing. It's something that you should be testing and measuring constantly over time and trying to always improve this. So sorry for the background noises. They're doing construction over the next couple of months above us. We're trying to get some new office space up there. So I apologize if you can hear that in the background. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Take care, everyone, and talk tomorrow.